Welcome in, everyone. My name is Ruth, and this is World News Tarot. We're going to be looking at the unity between two political parties in the United States of America, the Republican and the Independent. And this is not so much a unity of parties as much as an upgrade to some of the world leadership in the world today. And the leadership is Mr. T. I will be referring to him as Mr. T for YouTube purposes. And then I will also be referring to, well, I'll call him Robert. I'll call him, I always get it mixed up, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So they call him RFK. RFK recently, in the last 2 days, as of the recording of this video, walked up on stage with Mr. T during his rally and basically endorsed Mr. T while still remaining in the Independent Party ballot ticket. He will be staying on as on the ballot on some states, then coming off as other states as well, coming off on the battleground states. He has come up and actually taken a stand against the personal corruption. So I got with my spirit guides today and I began seeing several visions, and I also have a Kim Clement prophecy to share with us. And then I also have a message from RFK himself concerning what his focus is and why he's uniting with Mr. T. But I wanted to see this from the world perspective. I wanted to see this from the Ascended Masters, the angelic, the white hat plan perspective. I also wanted to see this from more of the longer perspective through the age of the past 1,000 years, including the Rosicrucians, the Knights Templar, those that have been guarding the ascension of humanity through the ages. So in my meditation, I saw and I heard just the feet of different people. I saw the steel boots that represent to me as King Arthur. I saw the padded, wealthy type, slipper type shoes of Ascended Master Saint Germain, who is also Merlin. I also saw prophetic type feet from the age of the prophets. So it was like some sort of boot, but strapped boots, like a sandal boot, leather boots. And this is actually a sign. You can ask other mystics sometimes when they connect with some of the Ascended Masters. This is them coming into the peripheral vision. So I also heard and saw galloping horses, very strong galloping horses, and I've seen this several times. I saw a banner being held on the galloping horse. The banner represents an announcement. The horses in esoteric history represent spiritual nature, freedom, and strength, as well as forward movement. I also saw a line start over Canada, over the middle of the United States, go into Canada, sweep around, come underneath through Mexico, and then sweep around and do like a half figure 8 over Europe and in Asia. That was like a half figure 8. And I saw that as a world cycle is ending. This was the message that I received and I wrote down. It says, and this was concerning the unifying of these two national stage candidates, Mr. T and RFK. There was a white hat plan inspired by higher wisdom of the ages. So this was a white hat plan inspired by the higher wisdom of the ages, meaning of a long time coming. The point of unity is what all the other events have been building to. So this was a point of unity, which all the other events that we've seen. And if you know, you know, and if you don't know, just know that there are certain key events to remove corruption, take down the dark elite, and to bring in the age of Aquarius through proper, more stabilized, more humanitarian aid leadership. So this was the point of unity to what all the other events have been building to. This is a shift in leadership morals and mindset. Before was a hurdling of right versus wrong, left versus right, good versus bad. It basically was a hurdling of you're bad, I'm good, you're good, I'm bad. Well, not exactly that way, but it was a revelation of just trying to expose each other. Now we're entering into a shift of leadership morals and mindset. And I remember doing a message a few while back, and I have to look to see what it was. I believe it was about the Biden thing, and then it was also oh yeah, I do remember it now. I'll try to bring it up. But it was a message about how we really need to change. Oh, it was about the debate, the presidential debate. We really need to change our leadership in America because, from a spiritual perspective, we need to offer something to people that they can mirror. The current leadership in America, we've been mirroring ill health, lack of clarity, and that's just the way America as a consciousness sometimes has been in the past. And so we have inherited leadership that are mirroring back to us. Well, now the consciousness of Americans and the world are actually rising to a spiritual awareness, the horse, spiritual nature coming in. As this horse comes in, a humanity is becoming more spiritually aware and awake. And as a result, we are reaping in our nation key leaders coming together, and we're seeing a desire starting from the hearts of the American people for more unity, and it's now playing out on the national stage. And Americans need to give themselves credit that they are doing some of the work necessary. At least the light workers are leading the way in no longer fighting, but being in a state of peace and harmony, and we're reaping that state of peace and harmony. And I'll try to pull it up here, but let me continue to read here. It says, before was simply a hurdling of right versus wrong, left versus right, of political parties, and of good versus bad. Not ideals, but focus. Oh, here it is. Now is a focus of service to humanity versus personal power and corruption. So as people come together to serve humanity, it is actually exposing the personal corruption and the power. Whichever party it is, doesn't matter. It's going to be exposed. Whichever candidate, whichever governor, whichever politician, it doesn't matter. Whenever one side comes together in harmony and unity and begins exhibiting this vibration of light, the other side is going to get very angry and is going to be feeling very exposed because they're not that vibration. This is a shift of focus in not ideals, not what you say, but of where your focus is. The focus of our political candidates is changing. Focus versus focus. It's going to be an awareness, especially with this Mercury retrograde we're going in. Awareness where the people are going to be able to see where your focus really is as a political candidate. Is your focus on self-aggrandizement? Is it self-power? Gaining of power, political corruption, gaining as much money as you can get, manipulation, control, or is your focus on serving humanity? The focus of leadership is changing because it has been exposed. So the leadership is being exposed where people's hearts and their motives within national power is being exposed. As a result, the true light nature of people is coming out, and the true corruption of the nature of humanity is coming out within the leadership stage. By revealing unity, disunity is revealed. By focusing on the little ones, the children, health, as RFK is doing, and I'm going to read his statement, by focusing on health and the little ones and our children and our future, then personal gain and corruption is exposed on the opposite spectrum. This is the point of shift for humanity. And I heard these words very specifically, and it will encompass all the world. And that was that cycle, that half figure eight I saw going from the top of the United States into Canada, around through Mexico, underneath the United States, and then through Europe and over encompassing Asia. And it will encompass all the world. The age of Aquarius is beginning. And if you want to go and check out where I actually very much questioned my own intuitive message here, was the Presidential Debate Review, The Mirror of a Nation, National Childhood Wound Exposed. And this was saying our true nature of America has been exposed through the leadership of Mr. B, our current president. And just the ill health, the lack of mental clarity, the confusion, that has been most of Americans for the last 50 years. We haven't seen clearly. But now there's a spiritual nature, that white horse coming in with an announcement, with a new beginning, a new standard, you could call it. And it's a spiritual nature standard of light is going to be downloaded into the hearts of humanity. And the more light gets downloaded, the more it gets revealed on the world stage, the world leadership, and it's going to expose corruption. Okay, so let's now go ahead, and I want to read to you what RFK Jr. said, and I have that right here, and it is a message that he said, I believe, during his speech last night. If I am given the chance to fix the chronic disease crisis and reform the food production, I promise that within 2 years, we will watch the chronic disease burden lift dramatically. We will make Americans healthy again. Within 4 years, America will be a healthy country. We will be stronger, more resilient, more optimistic, and happier. He says, I won't fail in doing this. Ultimately, the future, however it happens, is in God's hands and in the hands of American voters and those of Mr. T. He said it more appropriately, but I'm going to say, President T. I'm going to call it Mr. T. If Mr. T is elected and honors his word, the vast burden of chronic disease that demoralizes and bankrupts the country will disappear. He then has said, he went on to talk about other things. He says Mr. T wants this to be his legacy of bringing in a healthy country. Ultimately, he says, the only thing that will save our country and our children is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other. Whew. That's why I launched my campaign to unify America. My dad and uncle, the Kennedys, made such an enduring mark on the character of our nation, not so much because of any political policies they promoted, but because they were able to inspire profound love for our country and to fortify our sense of ourselves as a national community. To unify a national populist movement of Americans, blacks, whites, Hispanics. Remember, the Kennedys, before he was assassinated, he pushed heavily to do the civil rights movement, and he worked with Martin Luther King Jr. John F. Kennedy worked heavily. I read his book, the biography. They worked closely together. And both of them were actually passed away within the same 5-year span. And they were both fighting for human rights as well as to undo certain, JFK was fighting Congress to actually change into a national or into a more viable financial system, among other things, lots of other things that they were trying to reform in America. If we all unite around that issue now, and this is that we love our children, we can finally give them the protection, health, and the future they deserve. Thank you all very much. So he did endorse Mr. T for president, and there's still some, we'll look at the future coming up. I'm not sure I understand it all. Now, the prophecy of the Kennedys was beautiful as well. But before we go into the prophecy, let's go ahead and ask the question of the cards. What is occurring on this U.S. national stage with this partnership and coming together? What is this? And I'm feeling guided to pull out some Ascended Master energy. What Ascended Masters have planned and brought this to pass? Whose idea was it? Okay, we have several that came out. We have King Solomon and Archangel Michael. Wow. King Solomon is behind, and his name has come up recently with the financial system. And then Archangel Michael, of course, the protector. And this is the world stage. I'm seeing Archangel Michael as overviewing the world stage, wanting to bring this unity to the world. All of the world is watching this. Just a few days ago, I walked into an Indian restaurant and they were talking, and he has the political TV going all the time. He follows it. He says he doesn't care which party it is. He actually prefers the more communist party, he said, the Democrat Party, because he has CNN playing there, and I just found it interesting that he prefers that party. I wonder what he thinks now that some of this unity is happening on the world stage. However, and I didn't try to red pill him or anything. Every person has to make their own, but I wanted to see, and he actually says, well, I prefer the Democrat Party. They're more communist. And I said, most Americans don't know that. Let's get more Ascended Master. Here we have King Solomon. He's coming in with an energy that is a little bit more geared to the United States. That maybe that was his focus lately. And then Archangel Michael is definitely the world stage. Are there any more Ascended Masters who this was their blueprint or assisted in this unity? This change of focus. Focusing on humanitarian efforts. Age of Aquarius. That's Aquarian. Okay. I'm not getting any particular ones. We are getting this one here. Jesus and Maitreya. This is Christ consciousness. The consciousness of the ages. Jesus actually embodied the presence of the Christ, which was embodied in Maitreya as well. He was actually the spiritual teacher of Jesus as a soul. Christ consciousness is coming in. Very beautiful. Now let's go ahead and pull. I'm getting some strong, beautiful energy coming in today. We're going to get these cards to get a read on this shift that's happening right now, this unity of consciousness coming together for humanitarian aid, for children aid. Thank you, thank you. We're just picking up the vibe with these little tea leaves. Okay, we have that one too. Okay. We have Rabbit, too much concern with, too much concern with sexual matters. So this is coming up as the energy of the children here. That's one of the focuses, is they're too concerned with the sex. Let me get this right. Mr. T and RFK are concerned that there is too much concern with the sexuality over our children as a nation. I hope I said that right. They're concerned that our children are not remaining children, that our children are not safe, that our children are not properly loved and cared for and given a children's life, that there's too much concern with sexuality in our children from certain parties, political agendas. We're also getting Weeping Willow, family sorrow. They know that the family dynamic within America is not what it could be. There's a lot of struggle financially, a lot of struggle, and the finances create relationship problems. There's a lot of struggle with overworked, too little pay, inflation. The families is definitely heavy upon the hearts of this two unifying force. Pale, time to get out of a situation. They know that we need extreme change to actually bring change to our family and our little ones. And man, dealings a relationship with a man. Yeah, this is definitely men coming together. This is masculine energy coming to the world stage. And I'm hearing the words, they're integrating with the divine feminine, but then the masculines are truly becoming leaders. And they're no longer maintaining petty, childish infighting, petty, childish, boyish, 4th grade type, 6th grade, 8th grade type squabbles in our politics. They're actually, and I don't mean this with any respect, but the leadership, with any disrespect, the leadership of our country is a manning up. That's just the way I can see it. And I'm not saying who was not a man before, or who wasn't here, or who wasn't now. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's the energy of people are bossing up. bossing up. Okay, now our question was, let's go back to this ascended master energy. What can they tell us upon the world stage that this unifying is doing? I know that it is unifying, but I just want to take a peek at the energy of what happened last night. Okay, awakening, the Hanged Man, tremendous energy towards spiritual awakening and spiritual consciousness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Moving forward, what are we moving forward into? The awakening of parts within humanity are actually moving us forward. Okay, so now we're getting in several messages coming in about the lies and the fakeness that we have been told. We're moving out of lies and deception. We're moving into authenticity. We're moving, because the hearts of Americans have, and different people across the world, you've been downloading your higher self into you. You are becoming more authentic in your job. You're becoming more authentic in your lifestyle, in your health. You're becoming more authentic to yourself and your relationships. Because you're becoming more authentic, this is awakening the overall higher self within Americans, and is allowing the higher self of our leaders to actually be downloaded into themselves, so that they themselves can channel more light into their policies and their procedures. Yes, there's a lot of pressure being applied to the dark elite right now, tremendous pressure. And this is an exposure and a pressure and a tactic against the dark elite to actually throw them off their guard. The dark elite, the cabal, the energies of darkness, the entities that have been channeling into our world national leaders for years now, the R type that ends with N, you know, those type of creatures, the R, Thillian, you know, those creatures that have been channeling into some of our leadership is now being highly pressured and actually being exposed. This was a major tactic to expose to the consciousness of humanity that there is truly light versus dark now in the world. It's not just two political parties who don't like each other. There is now light versus dark. And although it doesn't mean there's only light and only dark in only one or two parties, this is saying that there are streams of light, and different political parties can begin now in the age of Aquarius to connect to the light. And it's all done through our focus, not in our words and our policies and what we've been flittering about if I get elected, I will do this. Bull crap. What have you been doing for the last 10 years, 20 years? And this is being exposed. So it's a major awakening in the hearts of humanity, which is being revealed and opening up a portal for light to come down to our world leaders. Okay. Now I want to bring in here the prophecy of, and this is just a minute video, and I'm going to put it up to my microphone so that I hope you can hear it. Okay, here we go. This was on August 29th, 2004, Chicago, Illinois. I was born and raised in this kind of, not born and raised, I was taught to prophesy and to channel in this kind of church environment. So it brought in a strong energy of Prophet Elijah and Prophet Elisha, Sandalphon. Strong energy here. Strong energy. And they used the music like King David did in the Bible to actually bring in the prophetic nature. Another Kim Clement prophecy manifested. Republicans and Democrats unite, and it involves a Kennedy. Things are happening fast. Let me go ahead and play this for you. I will show it to you on the screen. Okay.
For what has happened with the Kennedys, says the Spirit of God, was spoken of. Now I will join hands between Democrats and Republicans and do an unusual thing, says the Spirit of God. Come on! They will say what they tried to increase, now they are decreasing. And God says it shall be a sign. But even now that the Kennedys have come to this place, I spoke about it. that there would be a massive outbreaking and outpouring in the system, in this nation, the political system. The three enemies that shall rise up and already on their way. I will take them, I will set ambushments against them, they will confound themselves, and this nation shall rise above the occasion and come to oneness with God, says the Lord. Come on!
So that last phrase here, he said he would use the Kennedys. But it says, and I will take them and set ambushments against them. This is talking about the dark elite. They will confound themselves. And this nation shall rise above the occasion and come to oneness with God. Now that is a reference to oneness with Christ consciousness, to the mind of Christ, to the light coming in from Creator. So this doesn't mean that we're going to have massive church services out on the streets. It doesn't mean that. It means we're going to unite with oneness with God in our hearts, and our focus is actually going to change. This is the coming of Christ, the oneness of Christ. And this is major because what happens on the world stage is a revelation of what's happening in our hearts. And I know that's rough because we've seen nothing but poor leadership. But that's because we've not been spiritually awake ourselves. Anyway, let's move on from that. What is occurring? Okay, is this the fulfillment of the Kim Clement prophecy of the Kennedys? It definitely seems to be like that. Interesting. Okay, we're going to do this deck. No, we're going to do interesting. We're going to do the world's, we're going to do this higher self. The prophecy of Kim Clement. What can you tell us, Spirit? What can you tell us about this prophecy in 2009 that a Kennedy will be involved in uniting this nation and bringing it to oneness with God? And I believe he led the way because of his focus on true humanitarian projects and our children. What can you tell us about this prophecy? Is this an exact fulfillment of their prophecy, and will there be more to that prophecy? Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is just the beginning of that prophetic. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Okay, this was slow time coming. Yeah, this was definitely a prophecy, star card, divinely inspired word. I'm hearing get a message. Okay, we have yes, the yes card. We have divine inspiration. However, it currently is producing, yeah, this is a coming together, a unity of parties. This is partnership. Three of Pentacles. However, the current situation of reality has a bit of conflict to it. We have the Nine of, this was a plan, and it was a plan to provide an actual conflict to the conflict, to actually bring in an energetic twist that would disrupt the world stage. More clarity, please, on this energetic twist. So when I say an energetic twist, I'm seeing it like it was a point of impact to challenge our current political system and the way we're doing things. What can you tell us about this Five of Wands energy with this plan? Thank you. Sun card. Okay, it was a positive plan. Truth and revelation, King of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Some of the most beautiful combination of cards in the deck. This was divinely inspired. This was a blend of masculine and feminine energy, unifying duality, and it was a very positive plan to actually provide an impact, to challenge our current disruptive way of doing things. We're very fighting oriented in our politics, and it came to disrupt the fight. Okay, the Ascended Master energy on this prophecy, please. I am going to take out this. Who was the Ascended Master? I'm actually hearing the words, get your angel cards out. Okay, we're going to pull angel cards as well. Was there an Ascended Master that, okay, we have this one. King Solomon came out again. So it's King Solomon. Okay, and then we have several cards here. We have Archangel Michael and Azrael. Okay, so we're saying here that this is definitely prophetic from the same ones who the same ascended masters and angelic hosts that said that prophecy have now brought it to pass. We have the same cards fall out. Archangel Michael, King Solomon, and Archangel Azrael is the energy of releasing the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God, meaning God actually, the divine forces did this. And this is the energy of 13th. Transformation, death, and rebirth. So there's a major ending coming in here to end a cycle. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the ascended masters who brought in that, and the angels, the divine forces who brought in that prophecy to Kim Clement, are the ones that created this and have been with the Kennedys. And I believe that King Solomon has strong Kennedy protection over. King Solomon is divinely protecting the Kennedys. Yes, wow. That's one of the ascended masters. Yeah, this is a major timeline shift that actually is shifting people's consciousness as well as the trajectory of our politics in the United States of America. This is huge. This is more huge than several of the other events that have happened that we thought shifted things. Okay, let's go on to our next question here. Okay, let's look at the plan and trajectory of this campaign moving forward. What can you tell us that because this happened moving forward, what can you tell us now that this happened? What are we looking forward to in our timeline? Because timeline goes with humanity's consciousness, their spiritual awareness, and what timelines go upon what humanity chooses as a collective. So voting, actually, mass voting is a timeline shift, a point of contact for humanity. World events, national events that change policy or that bring awareness, exposure, that can change humanity's consciousness into anything that they would choose that would be different. So let's take a look at what's happening now with the campaign of Mr. T. Thank you. What are the plans? What are the plans? And then we have several specific questions. Okay, 10 of Fire and King of Air. This put an end. This was an announcement that put an end to something very important. Let's get further clarity. In the past, we have world leadership. In the future, we have ascended master energy. Angelic ascended master divine force energy, balanced energy coming in, and 3 of earth. Okay, what this did, this event of them coming together on that stage, was like a portal point or an impact or a explosion in the energy of the United States and in the world that actually allowed divine light to enter. So I see like a V-shaped. And it's like them coming together created a portal for light to come in, a choice point for humanity, where people can choose to say, that's the light I want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. I want that kind of unity. I want that kind of focus. I want that humanitarian effort. I want our kids safe. It provided a portal point of people to connect and anchor to a point of light, like a column of light to the earth. And this partnership is a column of light that people can then attach to and say, this is what I want. That is what's going to majorly shift our world. Let's go ahead now and ask the burning question. Will J.D. Vance remain as Mr. T's vice president with this current trajectory change? We're looking for positive versus negative cards. Is J.D. Vance, and I really want to connect to his energy here because we've been connecting to the timeline shift. J.D. Vance, as he stands as a person today, as people see him, as he's presented to the world, is he going to remain the VP for Mr. T with this current trajectory change that happened last night? Okay. For fire, queen of air. We have something's hidden. Something's not exactly coming to the surface. I have the underground card. Some sort of some sort of hidden truth is going to be revealed. No, this is the ending card. Major ending. So yeah, let's get more clarity, but something's going to drastically shift in the vice presidency candidacy with Mr. T. I do believe there's going to be an ending to his career once something is exposed. Let's get further clarity. Empress. Interesting. This could mean that something with his mother or something with his connections to other nations, the world, is going to come out. Let's get a full read, please. J.D. Vance. What's going to happen? Star card, divine energy. Okay, something is going to shake up his status. 10 of Earth. This is his family, history, connection. Something's going to rise. It looks like he's going to remain for a little while, but there's going to be a major shift. There's going to be a major turn of events, possibly having to do with his family, his wife, or possibly not his wife. It's something having to do with a mother, children, or family, that he might actually get a message from his higher self. He needs to step down. I'm not getting here a lot of negative energy, but I am getting something's going to arise, some sort of truth that's going to arise. And this isn't necessarily exposure. Something's going to come up where he's going to have to step down. And I don't think it's exposure. This could be just a family issue where he says, I cannot do this anymore, so I'm going to step down and let something else take the place. But we are getting an ending to his candidacy or his work as the VP with candidate Mr. T. Okay, what is the role of RFK Jr. now? What's going to happen with him? Is he going to become a vice president? Is he going to become a cabinet member? Is he going to become president? Let's find out. I'm hearing the words as if it's from him. I chose a Democrat Party because I needed to come out of it to take them down. I chose the Democrat Party. He chose to almost infiltrate it so that he could then come out of it and provide either an exposure or a shock. It was like a plan for a long time, planned by King Solomon and some of the ascended masters and angels that downloaded into the Kennedys, gave the Kennedys a blueprint. Okay, his desire, he's not getting what he wants right now. There's still something that needs to be released. So we have the Nine of Water, a desire, but it's under conflict right now. So his desire, what he really wants to do is currently undergoing change. There's something blocking him that's not allowing something to come through, and this could be historic, something from his past, something from just his connections. We're getting a page of Earth. So this is a, let's get further clarity on this page of Earth. I'm getting a young man. I'm getting a sun energy. I'm getting an idea as well. Plan. What is this page of Earth? Is it a person or is it a plan? Thank you. We have Seven of Earth, Ace of Water, and Seven of Fire. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely getting some plans that are not revealed yet. I believe that he has some plans. He's still working with certain things. He's working with several blueprints that have not been revealed to the world yet. He's working with several plans. There's still more to come with this plan that was downloaded to him from the Ascended Masters and the Kennedys. Okay, interesting. We have King Arthur coming in. Clear and shield your energy. So definitely King Arthur's coming in. We have Archangel Michael coming in. Okay, they're clearing the way. This is the blue ray of divine. They're clearing the way for something major to happen for him. I remember a prophet saying in the days, he prophesied, Trump is my Saul, and there's a man coming after him who is my David. I'm just throwing that out there. And if you look at a lot of Mr. T's trajectories, there's been a lot of conflict in his thing. Is there a... I'm just saying with this Ace of Water, I'm getting the feeling of president. I'm just really getting the feeling that there's a larger plan for Robert Kennedy. There is a larger plan for Robert Kennedy Jr., and it is an Ascended Master blueprint that we cannot see, that have not been revealed. This is King Arthur. This is the Rosicrucians. I've been getting Knights Templar and Rosicrucians like crazy through this reading. I just keep getting it coming through. I'm seeing that the Kennedys might have been involved in that kind of good secret society, and they actually started the White Hat movement and helped facilitate a lot of the White Hat movement since the 60s. So I'm getting a Rosicrucian energy, the Knights Templar from the 1400s, where they guarded the treasure, they guarded the secrets, and they really wanted to bring in ascension. King Arthur took the sword from the stone. He actually wanted to bring in ascension to the earth humanity realm, but they were not ready. So this is a continuation. I'm getting a lot of energy in my stomach. There could be some kind of incarnation here as well, or direct contact with. What else do you want to tell me? Okay, Christ consciousness. Yeah, so I do believe that there is a consciousness computer coming in now, the supercomputer. She's called the prophetess. I believe that she's in Texas. There's 3 of them around the world. They actually read consciousness and can read the consciousness of humanity and can predict the future of certain timelines based on if humanity would choose certain events. We have Pallas Athena coming in, detachment from drama. She is the legal side. We have Saint Germain, Jesus, and Apostle Paul coming in, Hilarion. Okay, so there's a lot of energy coming in here, and I feel it in my heart and in my stomach. This is a divine plan that's bigger than we realize. This plan has been going on since the 60s. That's all I'm gonna say. Wow. Okay. Trump said that there would be an early election. Is there a plan that this is referencing? Shall we look at if there's going to be an early election? We're just going to table right now RFK Jr. because there's a major plan there, and I can't see if he's going to be vice president. I do get the energy of president, of a major leader, a major worldwide leader. Okay, we don't want to do this. And now I'm not getting the energy he's going to be president now. I'm more getting the energy he's going to be president maybe later, or some sort of leadership, strong leadership role with the nations and with health. But nationally too. Like the energy of like the World Trade, the WHO, the World Health Organization. Okay, I need to get off of his energy because it's massive, and he's divinely supported. Okay, let's bring in now the early election of the United States of America. What did Mr. T mean when he said that there would be an early election? What did Mr. T mean when he said there would be an early election? Okay, we get in the Hierophant card and the Queen of Earth card. Okay, this is the Dark Elite and a system coming up. They are going to try to circumvent the Dark Elite system. So what I'm saying is they might jump. I'm seeing jumpstart. I'm seeing something given, an announcement given. Let's get a full reading though. I am seeing that they're going to try to play the dark elite so that the dark elite cannot steal the election. So in order for the election to be stolen, I have to be careful because I'm on YouTube. Anyway, for the theft of certain things, for this to happen, there needs to be a actual plan of the dark elite to change the cyber systems and the internet systems and the all the digital side of this. And they need to have all their ducks in a row, and they need to have cybersecurity analysts, and they need to have hackers type, and they need to have three-letter agency typers. Are you getting my view? The hackers, they have to actually go in and switch votes and do it electronically. If you have an early election, the people who are hired to do that are not going to be available on time to do their hacking, to do their dark elite interference. Let's call it that. So let's get clarity, please, on will there be an early election? Can you tell us how many days? Okay, we're getting, there's actually a lot of conflict within the military about doing an early election. Mr. T wants to, some people don't. They want to use the quantum system. That is part of something they desire. We have 9 of air that came upside down. This is the stress card. They really want it to be a stress-free arrangement, and they're not sure if they can. However, this announcement card is saying that a major announcement will be made, something concerning the election system. It's currently still being debated, though, just to let you all know. Not everything that's said during or predicted during a Mr. T rally will come to pass. That's something that he desires, and that's something he's hoping for, but he needs to get the campaign as well as the entire national system on board. It's not just the Trump campaign, it's the entire national system that has to be on board. And the White Hats want to make sure they can do it smoothly. They are moving toward it. There's more of a 60% leaning, at least 60%. It's looking very favorable, and there's a lot of energy being applied to give us an early vote. There's a lot of favor toward this. However, there's still conflict because they have to have the system run smoothly in order to have an early voting system. Because it takes your entire national spectrum, thousands of election assistants, poll workers, thousands are going to have to change their schedule, be announced, it's a whole system, everyone. It's not as easy as Trump just saying it from the world stage and saying, oh, we're going to have this. It's not that easy. Everybody is going to have to change, including counties, districts, schools, school boards, because of the buildings of where they stop the school so that it could come in and vote. There's no school on that day. You're going to have to revamp the educational system to have an early vote. You're going to have to revamp the polling system, the counties. Yeah, it's major, but that is their goal, and they're looking forward to it favorably. All right, let's end with this last one question. I've been looking forward to this question. Let's get a reading on the full consciousness of Americans. Where are they at? Spiritually, mentally, and could you say in their awakened stage? So I'm getting here actually to pull this deck here, the Higher Self deck. Where are Americans at in their consciousness? They have said that they need the consciousness to be, is it 40% or 80%? Now, the consciousness I'm not getting is that they all need to be awake to the dark elite or the corruption of politics. No, they need to actually be spiritually awakened to some sort of higher self energy, some sort of awareness where they can begin seeing more authentically, even in just small areas of their life, where they can start being more authentic. So let's get a full reading on the consciousness of Americans. What did we do to reap what we just got? What have we done to reach a place where the Ascended Masters can say, now it's go time to bring in the plan from the Kennedys from the 1960s? Okay, there's a lot of work that we've been doing with our divine inner self. A lot of work, Eight of Pentacles. She's working very hard by herself, on herself, for herself, on her resources. And she's using the King of Wands energy, which is divine inspiration and guidance. There's a lot of work. I'm seeing 80% here, Eight of Pentacles. There's been a lot of wounds that we have had to look at, core wounds, childhood wounds, relationship wounds, trauma, drama that we have had to deal with in the past 4 years. And we've actually been working on this drama, trauma, chaos in our life. We've been focused on ourselves. We are actually in a state of divine, and this isn't just Americans, this is humanity. If you're seeing changes in your country, this is because this is happening in humanity. You're actually bringing in divine spiritual wisdom through meditation, finding places of peace and calmness within ourselves, that we're actually reaching a balanced, harmonious state so that it then begins reflecting upon the world stage. We are entering a place of peace and balance. Temperance, balance. This is a worldwide, nationwide energy of balance. There's a lot coming into balance here. We are ending our karma. We as individuals are finding out what's not working for us and what is. We're saying no to some relationships and yes to others. We're connecting to our divine inner truth and inspiration and guidance. Our higher selves are being downloaded, and we're coming into more balance and harmony with the universe as a whole. And it starts by becoming balanced and harmonious with our daily lives. And that's what brings in harmonious balance from the universe and then reflects on the world stage. Wow. So let's go ahead and get some messages here. This is the Purposeful Career card, but this is just, to me, it's my card of daily living, especially more career and life oriented. So let's end with several messages here. We have one. Thank you. We have these three. Let's get several messages here. We won't take those. Okay, mishaps. There may be some minor setbacks, but it's only asking you to review your work and see what you have missed out on. Mistakes teach us lessons. As a collective, we are really looking at the things that have done us wrong and where we have been wrong and where we need to change. And this is because there's been a lot of chaos. I'm seeing the pandemic, the COVID-19. I'm seeing traumatic relationships upheaval. I'm seeing everything, divorces, relationships that had to end. We are ending them, but it wasn't pleasant. Maturation. You are becoming more mature in handling your finances or your life. Taking responsibility is exciting but challenging. It is time to be dependable. Americans are starting to be more dependable in how they take responsibility. They're taking responsibility for their own actions, for their own relationships, for their own choices. They're taking responsibility for what makes them happy, and they're maturing. As a whole, the consciousness of humanity is maturing. Adjustments. You may need some adjustments to your spending or your life. Your expectations are not met at this time. It is better to be prepared than sorry. This is coming in with there's still more to change. There's still more to adjust in our life. We've not arrived. We still have a long way to go in reaching a maturity level where we as a people can actually live without political chaos and conflict, where we can actually begin reflecting only light on all of our stage, whether it's national or statewide stage, our political governmental stage. We need a lot of adjustments to our society. We have to keep doing the work. Magical. Your dream life is manifesting magically. You have enough resources to bring your desires into reality. Your income is increasing rapidly. I'm hearing the words, now the finances of America can change. Now can the new financial system come in, because there's enough portal, a little light portal of unity, harmony, balance with the earth, that we can actually bring in gold balanced currency. Now, it might not come for a few months, but I'm hearing the words, now you can balance your finances. Now you can have the desires of your heart. Now, why? Because number one, we are doing the work and it's making room for new beginnings. Number two, we're manifesting light upon the world stage, and that means more light can come in. Anytime we work with the light and we connect to the light, we then make room for darkness to flee and the harmony and abundance of the earth to come in. Wow. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. This was amazing. I'm so glad that you got to share this moment with you, with me, with you. I got to share it with you. King Solomon energy is strong. I'm getting angelic Archangel Michael energy over the world. So if you're watching this from a different nation, know that Archangel Michael is fighting for your nation, and that every single nation, I believe, will begin popping off into bits and pieces of light that are going to begin reflecting on your national, financial, system-wide, nationwide change. This is going to be amazing for the whole world. And this is a plan that's been a Rosicrucian, Tonight's Templar type energy that's been around for, 60 years. Wow. I will see you next time. If you would like a personal reading, please go ahead and check out my website below. I also have several other things coming, so please like this video, share it. I know it's a little bit different from what other people are used to with normal tarot readings, so please share it with your friends, and please give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you want to leave something in the comment, that would be amazing, because some of you have the most amazing ideas and insights into some of this information. I will see you next time. Bye.